That's
what's
dope,
up, man.
Is it more money in movies or TV show?
Now,
Well,
I would say
both.
Well, it all, first of all, it depends. Movie for who? you know what I mean?
Right,
Certain motherfuckers, Denzel doing a movie, or But what lets you know that the gap is closing is when you see these A-list actors and actresses doing TV now.
Because they used to wouldn't do the silver screen. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I worked, the first time I ever worked with Halle Berry, she had a show called Extant where she was the lead. And I got to make out with her and all that shit. It was really, really awesome. Shout out to Halle Berry.
Okay.
But it was like, damn, Halle Berry's in the Oscar winner. You know what I mean? And I remember my brother one time, he was like, nigga, they offered me a TV show. They really pay all that much money on these TV shows? I'm like, nigga, what do you think? Yes. A week. I love TV more because it's more of the closest you can get to having a steady paycheck. We get paid every week, and then every time it gets picked up, that's another boom, boom, boom. Okay, keep it, bam, 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 bam. Movie, it's one and done. You either get that big chunk, and then you get residuals or not. And then you see how it does in the box office, and you hope to hit a Will Smith. Will Smith hit that lottery ticket with that Independence Day. Yeah, the numbers were so high that they had to pay him. They were like, "Look at that!" It's like he wasn't the lead in that shit. Well, close enough. He was one of the favorite. When you think Independence Day, you think of him before anybody else.
Everybody else.
Period. Yeah. So that's why
Yeah, you think of Will, not Jeff Goldblum, none of them. So,
none of them.
Yeah, you think of Will. What you got going on now? I know you're doing stand-up comedy.
Oh, so much. So I'm still doing a little bit of everything, man. I got so I do have a series I want to talk about because this was right before the pandemic. When I talk about I signed a deal with Disney. So I signed a deal with Disney to play the dad on a new show called Saturdays. Now, Saturdays is about the roller skating culture in Chicago. It stars me, Golden Brooks from Girlfriends. We play the mom and the dad. Yeah. Okay. And then we have a daughter and a son who are roller skaters, right? So we had to all learn. When our role was, we used to learn how to roller skate. We were the baddest ones on some skates, and then our kids wound up doing the same thing. And the whole goal through the whole season is for her to become the highest of at this place called Saturdays. And we filmed it. It always took place on a Saturday. So it's all black. It was the first all black show on Disney. When I say all black, I mean everything, right? And the showrunner, Norman Vance Jr., who also did Girlfriends, was the first black showrunner on a series in Disney. You know what I mean? So it had a lot of firsts going on. But the strike happened and kind of fucked that up. Because numbers were pretty good. We were on Disney Plus. It's still streaming right now on Disney Plus. It's a really good show. It's really funny. It's good for the culture. It's something. It has a little bit of something for everybody because it's got the Disney thing with the kids going on. You got Norman Vance at the helm, so he made sure that shit was current. Very funny. The writing was phenomenal. And then you got Omar Gooding and Golden Brooks who are Omar Gooding and Golden Brooks. You know what I mean? So we really anchored that shit. We had great chemistry. Really want to plug that because it's something that needs to be seen. And thanks to the strike, we get good residual checks off of that. So please go check out Saturdays on Disney Plus and Disney. Do it now so this check will be here by Christmas.
I know that's
right. So we did that. We did only one season. We got 15 episodes of that. So it was a lot of work. We did that out in Chicago. Filmed that. Shout out to Bat Smoke that taught me how to skate. I keep doing this because my knees still hurt thinking about it. I got another series that I'm gonna start up in January. I can't really talk too much about that. I got a movie. I got two movies I want to talk about.
Okay.
So there's a movie that I did during the pandemic called AM Radio. Now every time I talked about this movie, shout out to Ricky Burchell, the writer-director of that. Every time I talk about this movie, people thought I had an AM radio show. And they were like, "Oh, I'm looking for this AM radio show that you've been talking about." And I'm like, "No, it's a movie called AM Radio, and it's about a recluse with mental health issues and alcoholism." And I was negotiating the film right before the pandemic. The pandemic hit, the investors backed out, everybody went into quarantine for a few months. 2-3 months into it, the director and I stayed connected, and the director finally just said, "Look, how can we get this thing done? What do you need?" And I told him what I needed. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna get that. Let's get this film done." And I flew out to Tennessee from LA, and still pandemic protocols. We all wore the masks and skeleton crew type of thing. But it was talk about a release. It was my best theatrical, dramatic performance since Baby Boy, easily.
Dang.
It shows another side of range and emotion. The mental health aspect of it. It was filmed in 2020, the worst year in human history.
And when did it come out?
2020. It released at the end of 2020.
Okay, got it.
So, but it's on all streaming platforms. AM Radio, Ricky Brichelle, Omar Gooding, and it's all Omar Gooding. I got a lot of movies on Tubi. I've given a lot of brothers a chance. Yeah. Come on, man, I just need a chance. How much get you for one day? All right, nigga, this. Oh, shit, I get that. Let's go. And then I show up starring Omar Gooding. I'm in it for 2 seconds. But this is me. It's all me. And it's you know, it's monologues and it's not like boring. You just watching me just by myself. But it's really a great piece. But it being 2020, which, you know, I'm a Kobeist. You know, diehard Laker fan. You know, from the history to current to forever. And, you know, I'm still fighting with LeBron, but I'm appreciating him more because I get to see him for 82 games now. But I used to watch Kobe every day. Went from his unbelievable death to the pandemic to George Floyd, all in one fucking year, and then point the camera at me and say, "Show emotion." What? You could only imagine. But the cool thing about it for me is, again, I'm the type of actor that acts. I'm acting, right? I don't have to get into this, blah, 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 get all sad, this and that. So I figure if I get into something that's really emotional and guns and crazy and losing my mind, is it gonna fuck with me? Baby Boy was a little hard to shake. I got into some street fights and some real shit after that luckily didn't got into what it was. But I was able to kind of table that at some point and veer off of that before that fucked me up. This movie, with the performance that I had, you would think it would have fucked me up, but knowing what I know about doing movies, one thing can go wrong and fuck up the whole take. Take is action. We do this whole scene, this knocks over, you got to say something crazy, you go blah, 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 you give this nuanced, detailed fucking performance, and they say, and cut. Oh shit, something's wrong with the lighting. We got to do it again. Oh, damn, the sound wasn't on. Your mic didn't work. Yeah. Oh, damn, there was a hair in the gate. All these different things could fuck off a take. Yeah. So we had this pivotal scene, and I said, look, whatever we got to do, let's make sure we test it. We'll get everything ready. We make sure everybody's good. Mics, looks, sound. Can we do a rehearsal without doing every full speed so we know, do everything? Because I don't know what's going to come out of me when you say action.
Right.
And when he said action, it was like, oh, bro. When it finished, people were clapping and shit, which you don't do. It'd just be like, next job. But they were just like, oh my God, people wiping tears and shit. And I was just like, damn. I felt good afterwards. Even though when you watch it, he was like, damn, I wonder if this was the scene. Because there's several scenes in there, you'd be like, oh, this is probably the one he was talking about. But when it was done, it was just like, okay, you want to do another take? I'm like, sure, we'll see what happens this time. And every time he said action and we did another take, I was able to get right into it, pour my heart into it, and then cut and then be good. Be like, all right, where we going after this? We going out for a smoke, a drink or something, you know? Yeah. So that's why I felt like it was therapy versus something that got into my spirit and brought me down and had me kind of fucked off. You hear about these motherfuckers that do these roles and then suicides or overdoses and all this shit. And that's truly fucking tragic. But AM radio, very excited about that because that's already done. It's in the can, but it's something you can see right now. And then I got a new one coming out called News Cycle. Shout out to Roger Green Jr., one of the best young film writers. I'll say new film writers because he's my age. Because he's been in music. He's got a long history of music. And I'll let him list his credits on his own interview. But this movie is really fucking good. And I'm one of the leads, and I'm at the peak of my abilities coming off of the one I just talked about. So you'll get that raw emotion there. Plus, I've always done comedy. Plus, you got the shock and it's a thriller. It's a little bit of fucking everything. It's called News Cycle about and this is the interesting part about it. It's about a radio station that gets held hostage.
A radio station that get held hostage. Okay.
Now you know what's really what's really crazy about, and I shouldn't even have said a radio station. I mean a news station. Maybe that'll make, because it's called News Cycle. No, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. A news station that gets held hostage on live TV with terrorists. Guess what? That shit actually happened this year. We filmed this in February, finished filming it, and then we got a news feed that's in the news about it actually happening. You see these motherfuckers holding guns. I remember filming the scene and going, these niggas is doing too much with these fucking guns. They're like, go, move your head. I'm like, nigga, we got it. You have a gun. You don't have to do that. And I was trying to coach these niggas during the thing going, that's not believable. The shit that happened looked just like that, but by 10 times more. These motherfuckers, and they're just, it's like, damn, you already got the gun in my face. Why do you keep doing this? The real shit you see, they're just like, no. And he's like, all right, motherfucker, like, what are you doing? And then it's crazy. But News Cycle, look out for that. I got some songs on that soundtrack. Speaking of songs, I do music. I got a shout out for Fatima Rose, who is one of the hottest young, oh man, she's phenomenal, bro. If you follow me, Omar Gooding on Instagram, I just leaked a clip of it. It's called Know About Me. And it's one of those things where, I know we're running out of time and all that shit. Next time, I'm gonna come back. I want to really get into my musical side and explain that not only is it my father in me, but me just being creative and loving to write. But I refuse to make a fool out of myself. You know what I mean? So if anything I'm going to do, especially for the culture, if it's not a contribution, then I'm just not going to do it. Now, I can make a mistake and think it's a good song. I just won't put it the fuck out. But if it's fire, it's fire. And I got 2 fire-ass singles, one with her and one with DJ M80 out of Buffalo. Shout to DJ man called Overstand Me. That's a monster, too. But I did some music that's for the sound. I wrote a song specifically for News Cycle, so look out for that one too. And yes, I'm on tour doing stand-up comedy. Why am I doing stand-up comedy? Because of the writer's strike. And I'm a working actor. Like, I like to work. I can't just sit around. Pandemic was tough. That's why halfway through the pandemic, I went and did a movie. Everybody was on break. I said, I'm gonna go do this fucking movie. I gotta do something. I gotta, I got too much in me. I gotta get it all out. And with the stand-up, I always had a comedy room in LA. So I would just be, I kind of evolved the Russell Simmons role. But thanks for coming out. God bless. Good night. Right. Yeah. I took it the opposite, where I would welcome everybody. Thanks for coming, motherfuckers. How you doing? This and that. All right, y'all be quiet. Don't be heckling my niggas on stage. All that type of shit. All right, blah, blah, blah. Now make some noise for your host. And then the host will come out and do his hosting job, and they do the whole thing. Then I come on the end. Yeah, it was a great show, right? Thanks for coming. Good night. That's all I would do.
Gotcha.
Then I transitioned to being the host, which to me was easy work, because I would come out with a lot of energy. I'd crack a joke about this, crack a joke about that, talk about you, try some shit. And then if it gets dry, be like, y'all ready for a comic? And get the fuck off the stage.
Gotcha.
In between each comic is easy, because you do that, blah, 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 blah. Yep, oh, they're quiet. That joke didn't work. All right, y'all ready for a real comic, motherfucker? You know what I mean? So it was easy. It was easy. But host is easy as fuck. And then one time I was hosting about a year ago. This was right after the Montgomery Brawl. Right?
Oh yeah, that was lit.
Right after the Montgomery Brawl, and I'm gonna tell you how this came about. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start killing this hosting shit, right? So what we did was, you remember what the dude was wearing? That threw the hat in the air?
Yeah, white t-shirt.
And black jeans.
And black jeans, yeah.
Right? So I got a white t-shirt, black jeans, and a hat. And I got it on, and I got a white guy on stage. And he opens up the show, and he's good. And he finishes the show, and he comes off the stage, and he's like, now make some noise for your host, Omar Gooding. And they're clapping, and he walks over to me, and I'm like, good job. All right, go off that way. And he goes, no, I want to go this way. I go, no, just go that way. He said, no, I want to go this. Walk that way. No, I said, DJ, cut the music. And I take the hat, and I throw it in there.
Crowd went crazy.
Crowd goes crazy. He goes, you're right. And he walks off that way. And once you get him with that first one, it's just body blow, headshot. It's easy. So then I just talking about the Aqua Boy and the announcer and all this. That whole shit was just a whole stand-up routine that I'm surprised nobody did. I might just do that shit myself. But I, ran off those jokes, and I'd get off stage. Then I'd come back and talk about some more shit, blah, 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 blah. And then my boy goes, Charles Allen, my dude. Charles Allen said, yo, man, why don't you just do a whole set instead of just host it? And I said, fuck no. I was like, hey, where's my crutch? I can't get off the stage. He's like, yeah, nigga, commit to it. We're going to say, come into the stage, Omar Gooding, and get your ass up there and do your whole shit. So I just said, damn, all right. I'm 47 years old. I haven't been nervous since I was a teenager, nigga. I was nervous as fuck. And my nervous, I love when I actually get nervous, because that means I care, and adrenaline makes me focus. So I just ran all of my material together. What I had to figure out from a year ago to now is how to pace myself, how to slow down. You have a couple drinks, you get to talking, all of a sudden I'm talking too goddamn fast, I'm running over my jokes, I'm going to the next joke, slow down, nigga, slow down.
Gotcha.
So even with those flaws, I got up there and I killed it. I started with the same hat, boom, 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 and I just ran all the jokes that I had written together. And when I got done, I said, well, that's my time. And they went, oh.
And you knew you killed it at that point.
Like, damn, that's dope.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be like, all right, good job, nigga, get off stage. And then, yeah, man, I got a couple headlining gigs after that. I did a Hope Floods had me host her comedy award show that she does annually. And the dope shit about that was like my coming out party for stand-up comedy, because even though I was just the host, me and Torrey Hart,
Kevin Hart.
Victoria Hart.
Yeah.
Got up there and it was we gave D.L. Hughley Award that night. Bentley was in the audience. We gave Bentley Evans, Kyle Evans. Shout out to Bentley who did Family Time. Jamie Foxx, on and on and on. Martin. And I remember Chris Spencer's one of the pioneers, got up on stage and he whispered in my ear, he's like, "Man, you killing it on this motherfucker." And I was just like, "What?" It catapulted me. And not to mention, it got a lot of offers. Guys were like, "Yo, I want you to come out to Virginia." I got a couple things I should probably be plugging to. I'll be in Virginia, headlining for the Quality Comedy Show. No cursing, which was fun too. It was another journey I had to talk about.
It's hard to do that.
It's hard to not curse. Well, for me, a lot of my thing on stage is you've seen me acting and doing comedy where I'm not cursing. So it's kind of fun to see this other side.
True.
I remember when I watched Mark Curry do stand-up for the first time, I was like, "Oh shit, he's cursing. This is crazy." And he's a monster. That dude is just phenomenal. So all the stories you hear about him writing for motherfuckers and them
Cat and all that.
all true. Just insane. He's a giver. And that's the one thing I will say about stand-up comedy for me, my journey. It's been different because I'm able to get into it and get paid right away because I have a name. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. A couple shows I did, other than that, Hat one was good. People, even in the Hat, I ain't gonna lie, there were funny jokes and whatnot, but I hadn't mastered it. I kind of just started. So as soon as I got off stage, people would walk up and say, "Hey man, I loved you in Baby Boy." 30 minutes up there, that's all you gotta say. So I knew I had to get better. But, I started writing more. Now I know how to write jokes. It's crazy. I sat down with my man, Charles Allen, and we were just talking. "Yeah, man, I'm thinking about doing some comedy and this and that." And I was like, "But I had a fucked up day, man. This happened and that happened and this happened and that happened." And he's cracking up. And he's going, "Nigga, are you writing this shit down?" I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, "Nigga, that shit was hilarious." And I was like, "I didn't think about it like that." Like, you ever have something fucked up happen to you, and you tell somebody, and they're laughing, and now you can kind of laugh. You're like, "But that shit really hurt me." But it was funny to them. And he's like, "Yeah, nigga, your life is funny. That's how we come up with jokes. I'll be driving. I'll pull over the side of the road now, do a voice memo. I'll just be texting like, 'Oh, that is funny. Why the fuck do bitches do that? That is crazy.'" You know what I mean? And then and then you try it out on stage.
And then it hit.
So yeah, it's been a great journey. But I was going to say about comics, they've been so supportive. It's crazy. Because in every industry that I've been in, acting, you kind of just got to hold your own. Rapping, that's a tough one. Rapping's tough because I don't give a fuck how many bars I got. I don't get that type of love. Like, motherfuckers, niggas be like, "Nigga, a bar." Niggas that's on and be like, "Yo," I'm not going to name drop right now, but niggas be like, "Nigga, yo." I'm like, "Yo, let's yo." They be like, "Yeah." You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But you tight, but with stand-up comedy, nigga, they've been supportive as fuck. I'll get off stage and they be like, "Yo, I tell this joke about motherfuckers who talk about you get bigger. Like, you fat now, you big, you a big dude, just own it." I hate when a motherfucker say, "I don't know how I got this big." Nigga, you know you got that big. Right? And I said, "Nigga, you ordered it." Right? And then I say, "Let me get the number one, the number two, blah, 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 blah." And the dude pulled me off to the side and said, "Yeah, nigga, but you know what? That was really good. But instead of just saying you ordered it, you could get deeper and say, yeah, let me get the double chin, the love handles, the diabetes with the," like, you know what I mean? And just started listing it. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even think about it like that." Boy, and then boom, 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 boom. And that's the community. That's like what Kevin Hart, he's like his Plastic Cup Boys. That's how that's what they do. That's what they help with. They say that village, that team. Well, you just bounce jokes off it. I came from the era where I think I keep the joke to myself and I'm gonna surprise everybody with it. But nah, comics, you got to work the shit out. Like, what do you think about this? "Oh, that's true. That's another way to look at it." Nice. And then they go try. Last time I saw Kevin Hart, right before he exploded, he was at the Comedy Store. And we all was hanging out and he was, "Oh, Kevin's up, hey, man." And he just started talking to us. And he was just saying shit. Everything he said was fucking hysterical. We just laughed like, "This nigga, you on one tonight." Yeah, he's about to go up. He went on stage and did all the shit that he just practiced on us. Damn. And we were like, "Oh, he was working that shit out." And guess what? It was even funnier on stage. Damn. It wasn't like we were smart, like, "Oh, I heard this joke." No, we were like, "All right, he was just saying that shit." And that made me go, "Oh, you can't keep this shit. You got to work it. If it's funny, it's funny. You're going to be like, 'Oh, they're not going to laugh because they just heard it.' Nah, if it's funny, nigga, and you do it again, nigga, a couple drinks is going to be even funnier." So it's a fun journey. We Out Here Comedy Tour. We got a bunch of dates. You follow me in the link. You can see we got, I think the next one is San Diego, and then we're doing Virginia, and on and on.